Isekai.
Rebirth of the Malicious Empress of Military Lineage, Chapter 190, Face Off. On this day, there was an uninvited guest that came to the residence of Prince Sting. The oncoming person brought a long spear and looked martial and heroic. From one look, one could that it was a person who had been through arduous training in the battlefield. The brows were resulted, and as the person stood firmly at the doors of the residence of Prince Ruai, one felt that the visit was ill-intended. The guards at the gate stopped this burly big man, but this big man said, "Take me to see Prince Ruai." This person have an unfriendly tone of voice, but the people of the residence of Prince Ruai were used to it, and even the servants was somewhat arrogant. As if one did not take this, they still respectfully said, without any invitation, "His Highness will not see outsiders." Just the big man about to get angry, a shocked voice was heard from inside, "General Shan." When one looked up, it was Tai Yi who strode over. After walking over, he glared at that guard and respectfully said, "General Shan, the servant is not sensible and hope that you are magnanimous enough to forgive. This subordinate will bring you now to see His Highness." That guard's eyes widened. Most likely he only now understood who General Shan was, and looked at the other person with suspicion, as it seemed that he did not expect that the other person would come at this time. Shinzin had a stomach full of anger. These days he toss and turn restlessly in bed, and every time he thought about the suspicion he made a few days back, he was unable to sleep well. One had thought that as time went by, this matter would gradually fade away, but did not expect that as time went on, one's heart was unable to let it go. Shenzin was one that did not like to stir matters up, thus whenever he had any doubts, he must clear it up, not to mention that this was a matter relating to Shen Miao's lifelong event. Thus he finally decided to make a trip to the residence of Prince Ruai. No matter what was the result, he must understand everything. Who knew that when he arrived, there was a guard that did not have eyes and made his already uneasy heart become unhappy. Fortunately Tai Yi could see the situation and saw that Shenzin seemed to be somewhat unhappy and thought of ways to open up his mind. He said that lately everyone in the residence of Prince Ruai was busy about the matter of the marriage, so that Shen Miao would be married grandly and Ming Qi would not lose face. As Shenzin followed Tai Yi, it was indeed like what Tai Yi had said. Everyone in the residence of Prince Ruai was putting up decorations and making it very festive. No matter what, the people in the residence of Prince Ruai had valued this marriage heavily, and it was something that made one comfortable, and thus Shinzin's heart was better. After arriving at the door of a room, Tai Yi stopped and said, "This subordinate cannot enter His Highness's study room." One had already reported, so General Shen can go on indirectly. Shenzin was thinking that in a while, the conversation he would have with Prince Ruai was very private and could not be heard by outsiders. If the servants were unable to enter the study room, then it would be much more convenient. At the same time, there were some doubts in his heart. Prince Ruai did not allow servants to enter and only let him enter alone. Could it be that he would be taking care of him later? However, in a turn of a moment, he changed his mind. With Prince Ruai's abilities that he should with Shen Kaiyu, it would not become a situation that he would be in a position that he had his hands bound and unable to do anything. Although he thought of so many things, Shinzin's face was still calm as he lifted his foot to enter. However, he saw a white furry thing dashing out the door, and upon a clearer look, it was a white tiger. It was just that its body was still small and was whining as it rushed over. Shinzin almost unconsciously slashed his spear at it. It was Tai Yi that immediately carried the white tiger away. Then Shenzin took a deep breath and pushed the door to enter. In the room, Prince Ruai was sitting on the chair reading. His sitting posture was not straight and instead lazy, as he flipped the pages casually as if he was only taking a casual look at it and not reading it seriously. Shinzin frowned. Prince Ruai, unlike Lu Zuyan, even though Prince Ruai had warmly let the Shen family call him Jingxing and Lu Zuyan indeed did so, Shinzin was unable to do so. Males were different from females. Female could use their intuition to judge whether a person was friendly or malicious, but males could not rely on intuition. Especially Shenzin, He preferred to do things based on evidence. Prince Ruai looked up and placed the book by the table side. Shinzin saw that it was a military book, and it was a military book that was difficult to understand, that was usually understood by older generals. Prince Ruai was currently 22, and to read this kind of books, it was either he was putting up an act or hiding his real knowledge. Before he personally visited Prince Ruai, in Shinzin's eyes, Prince Ruai had the name of being Emperor Yongl's blooded younger brother, and thus was an idle prince that acted loosely and rudely. However, after that day when he sparred with Shen Kaiyu, Shinzin always felt that Prince Ruai was not that simple. Perhaps this was a male's intuition. May General Shen accompany me to play a game of chess? He did not call out Master Shen or other more intimate address, and it felt that there are different meanings to it. Shinzin said, I do not know how to play chess. War chess. Prince Ruai raised his hand and placed the chessboard on the table and passed a jar of white pieces to Shinzin and kept the jar of black pieces to himself before saying, General Shen and I use this board as a country, chess moves as boundaries, chess pieces as soldiers, and battle in a game. How of it? When Shinzin heard about it, he was filled with energy, and seeing that the other party was young, he felt dissatisfied at being taken lightly and said, play then play. Two of them set the chess pieces up and started to play. Unlike the appearance of Prince Ruai, the chess style of Prince Ruai surprised Shinzin, as the other party was young but had a shrewd and ruthless air of someone older. It was very troublesome for one's mind when playing war chess, as every move needs to be thought about seriously before it is made. But when Prince Ruai played, he seemed not to use much time to think and just place it as he wished. Seeing the seemingly easily placed pieces, if one were to look at it seriously, one would have discovered that it was placed very cleverly. Shinzin's war chess was not bad, but comparing to Prince Ruai, it actually became disadvantageous. Shinzin seemed to have a wrong illusion, as if Prince Ruai had already played this chess before. Else how would Prince Ruai knew where he would be placing his next piece at? When the game ended, the outcome was naturally not unexpected that Shinzin lost. Shinzin waved his hands. Another round. It would still be the same. Prince Ruai said, what is the meaning of it? Shinzin frowned. You will lose. He said. Shinzin had lived for so long, Emperor Wenhua had to give him enough face, and other than Lu Zuyan, no one else dared to speak to him like this. He became angry immediately and was just about to detonate when he saw Prince Ruai saying lightly, one feared that for General Shen to come to the residence of Prince Ruai today, it would not because of chess. He asked with his lips hooked, what is the matter? Shinzin's angry words were stuck at his throat. Prince Ruai always seemed to have a kind of ability that after making one very furious, he would divert the topic without a trace, as if nothing was said before. This ability was just like one person, and that was the Marquis of Linen, Ziding. When he was young, every time when Ziding and Shinzin quarreled, he would always be this frivolous. Shinzin had an honest temperament, and would be serious every time but would be played like a fool by Ziding. Thinking about Ziding, he remembered of the purpose of coming to the residence of Prince Ding. Once Shinzin thought about this, he did not have any thoughts of being furious with Prince Ruai. He looked at Prince Ruai's eyes and did not let the smallest of change in Prince Ruai's smile go as he asked slowly, previously when you are sparring with Shen Kaiyu in the Shen mansion, where did you learn the locking the dagger to the throat move from? Hearing that, Prince Ruai smiled. General Shen is referring to the locking the dagger to the throat move. I have deployed it slowly and thought that General Shen had saw it clearly. Could it be that there is a need to show it to General Shen again? Shinzin was startled and his heart was tossed around. Prince Ruai indeed deliberately did it. Like he said, that day that locking the dagger to the throat seemed to have deliberately slowed down, like it was deliberately letting him see what it was. At this moment when he heard Prince Ruai admitting to it, Shinzin was unable to speak about what kind of feeling he had, but he became more suspicious as he asked, you know that it is called locking the dagger to the throat. How did you learn it? Have long know about it? Prince Ruai said lazily, Didn't General Shan saw it before? Didn't General Shan saw it before? Shin Zin's brain crashed and it seemed like a lightning had blasted his heart and he could not help but tremble. In many years before, on the streets of Mingqi, he had accidentally saw the heir of the residence of the Marquis of Linan. Ziding's son had used this move against others and he was thinking at that moment that this move of Zi Jingxing's was much more powerful than that of his father's. Now Prince Ruai said, "Didn't General Shen saw it before?" Prince Ruai had never been to Mingqi before and Shin Zin had never seen anyone else using this move. A storm burst in Shin Zin's heart and at this time, he was so overwhelmed for a moment that he did not know if he should portray an expression of shock or appalled, but his heart was instead calm. During these days he had been sleepless, but at this moment when everything was confirmed, his suspicions were correct. He asked, "Are you Zi Jingxing or not?" Prince Ruai took off his mask. Shin Zin sucked in a mouthful of cold air. The relations between the Shen family and the residents of the Marquis of Linan had never been good, but because of that, Shin Zin had the best understanding of the residents of the Marquis of Linan. Ziding had son that was born to restrain him, and even though Shin Zin appeared very pleased, he secretly admired Zi Jingxing and felt that even though this youth was a bit stubborn, he had the kind of truthfulness and freedom that many noble gentlemen did not have. Thus Shin Zin clearly remembered Zi Jingxing's appearance. The person in front was even more mature and handsome, but there was still a shadow of his former self between his brows, and Shin Zin understood in that moment. All the things that were bothering him seemed to have an answer. He said, "What is going on here? Should you not explain it?" His tone was like an older generation disciplining a younger generation, so much so that Shin Zin felt a ridiculous illusion that this was like he was helping Zi Ding to discipline his son. Zi Jingxing smiled gently and poured a cup of tea for Shin Zin. "May father-in-law drink some tea and slowly listen." In the next half a shishan, 1 shishan equals 2 hours. Shin Zin had heard a shocking secretly that he had never thought of from Zi Jingxing's mouth. Shin Zin had never thought that Zi Jingxing actually turned out to be Great Liang's prince of the first rank, and his life experience was so bizarre and rough. He even did not think that Zi Jingxing would have such guts that after being Prince Ruai of Great Liang, he actually dared to strut to Mingqi that openly and not fear that once his identity was exposed, what kind of troubles he would bring to himself. After hearing Zi Jingxing's words, Shin Zin's heart was filled with anger, resentment, remorse, hesitation, and all the various complex emotions were mixed together. However, he quickly understood what decision he should make at this moment. He said, "Since you have this identity, Zhao Zhao cannot marry you." "Why?" Zi Jingxing asked. "Your objective is not just to come to the Mingqi tribute." Shin Zin's words were unrelenting and merciless as he continued, "Great Liang's ambitions would not stop here, and there would be a day where Great Liang would take action against Mingqi. At that time, you will meet us with troops. If Zhao Zhao marry to you, what kind of difficult position are you putting her in? Could it be that she have to make a decision between you and Mingqi? Even if I defy the imperial decree, I will not let Zhao Zhao be such difficulty. Father-in-law is too worried." Zi Jingxing smiled without a care. "She know of my identity and knew clearer than yourself of the situation she is facing. Perhaps you should think about the relationship between the Shen family and Mingqi." Shin Zin heard that there was hidden meanings to his words and his brows tightened as he asked, "What do you mean?" Zi Jingxing snapped his fingers and his eyes fell onto the chessboard that the game was just finished. Most of Shin Zin's white chess pieces had been swallowed up on the chessboard, whereas Zi Jingxing's black pieces were filled on the board. Shin Zin had lost terribly, but it seemed that this game was not intense. Zi Jingxing said, "The game one played with father-in-law was me using the identity of Mingqi's imperial family to play with father-in-law. Didn't father-in-law discover it?" Shin Zin suddenly looked up and said angrily, "Nonsense." "Whether it is nonsense or not, both of us are clear." Zi Jingxing's smile suddenly disappeared and the lazy expression was put away. What was left was a somewhat harsh and sharp look. "What attitude Mingqi have of the Shen family? I do not believe that father-in-law did not see it before. In fact, if it was not Shen Miao who deal with it on the sly, The Shan family would not be able to put safety before matters of principle. I am not one with a Buddha's heart but is not willing to see Shen Miao protecting your Shen family, but you all do not know anything about it. She is only a young lady but she become a bad person. I cannot bear it. The beard by Shin Zin's lips were straight but he was able to grasp the pivotal meaning in Zi Jingxing's words and questioned closely. What happened to Zhao Zhao? What is the meaning of your words? Explain to me. Father-in-law and mother-in-law are often stationed in the northwest region and have hearts that are filled with everything under heavens, so naturally you would be too busy and unable to look after Shan Zhao Zhao, but I am fortunate enough to know. What kind of good people do you think that Shen family's second and third households are? At the beginning they ganged up with Prince Yu of the first rank and wanted to send Shen Miao to Prince Yu's bed and even used a bewitching incense. How did Shen Yuan die? How did Ren Wanyun go crazy? How did Shen Gui and Shen Wan get into trouble? How about Jing Chuchu and Jing Guanxing? It's alright if the Shen family schemed against Shen Miao, but the imperial family of Mingqi had never have any qualms in taking your head. When you withdraw to Zhaochun city at the beginning, who do you think was dealing with it that the Suyu of the Su family suddenly appeared personally and succeed by a lucky stroke to let the emperor to give a way out? Was it really a coincidence that the Shen family would withdraw safely every time? Shinzin seemed to be struck by lightning. These matters had happened upon his and Lu Zuyan's return to Ding capital and he too was suspicious that there was some things that were not right, but every time he investigated, nothing would be found out at the end, and afterwards, as there were too many matters in army, he did not have much time to be entangled into and thus thrown it to the back of his mind. Shen Miao did not mention it, so Shinzin had neglected it. Now to hear about all these things from Zi Jingxing, Shinzin could not tell if he was shocked or angry and just became speechless. For the second and third household of the Shen family to walk to such a point, it was all Shen Miao's plans. General Shen should not blame her for being vicious and merciless. If she did not do so, then the grass at her gravestone would be more than a zhong. 1 zhong equals 10 feet equals 3.3 meters high. The words from Zi Jingxing's mouth was sarcastic, but his eyes were so sharp that it did not allow one to breath. He said, "Perhaps father-in-law is considered a good general to everyone under heavens, but I felt that it is otherwise for Shen Miao. I do not know why she placed all these matters on herself to carry as if she owed the Shen family. Even though I view that General Shen is not a good father, the Shen family is very lucky to have raised a daughter like Shen Miao. In order to help you all manage, she had thought of thousands of plans and hundreds of tactics to protect the Shen family. The imperial family of Mingqi is one of which she have to deal with in the future, so when General Shen said that Shen Miao would be in a difficult situation, I do not understand if you really understand Shen Miao." He said it coldly and mockingly. Shinzin sat on the chair and at this moment he suddenly did not have any expression. On the contrary, although my friendship with Shan Zhao Zhao is not too deep, in any case we have suffered from the same pains and sorrows together. Hearing of good people having short nights and coming out of plans during the night, I have saved her life and resolved her distress situation. Zi Jingxing said, "Why can't I marry her?" Suddenly an unbounded exhaustion appeared in Shinzin's heart. That Shen Miao that Zi Jingxing mentioned was not what he was familiar with. Even those matters that Shen Miao had experienced were something that he was totally unaware of. Just like what Zi Jingxing said, to his daughter, he only knew how to dote but did not have the basic understanding of just what was he doing all these years. He looked at the remaining chess pieces on the chessboard. After looking for a long time, till his eyes began to feel sour, he then said lightly, "Tell it all to me. All matters of Zhao Zhao that you know, tell all of it to me." When Pei Lang was awake, he was at an unfamiliar place. There were many well-dressed maids that were supporting him to drink the medication. In Pei Lang's memory, before he fainted, he was at the underground prison in the residence of Prince Ding and a black-clad person rescued him from the fire. Perhaps because he was rescued, he was still alive now. He did not know who was the person who rescued him and did not know why did that person want to rescue him. After asking the maids that were serving him, He only knew that this was the residence of Prince Ruai. Pei Lang was faintly aware that Shen Miao might have some friendship with Prince Ruai, but he did not know where the friendship between the two persons were at. He thought that Prince Ruai would not keep him here for no reason, and if he were to keep him here, it would definitely due to Shen Miao. Shen Miao did not give up on him, and thinking about it, his heart was slightly moved. It was as if everything that he has persisted were worthwhile in this moment. Even though Pei Lang did not understand where did this inexplicable idea came from, just as he was thinking, the doors of the room opened and a young man walked in from outside, carrying a medical box and sitting down in front of him, as if he wanted to take his pulse. Pei Lang initially did not look carefully and thought that it was a doctor that was invited by the residence of Prince Ruai. When he saw clearly that doctor's appearance, he was slightly startled before calling out immediately, "Imperial Physician Jiao." His action was too big and touched the wounds on his body, thus winching at the pain. Jiao Yang quickly pressed his wound and said, "Don't need to be this surprise, be careful of aggravating the injuries." Pei Lang looked at Jiao Yang and a lot of thoughts appeared in his mind. Jiao Yang was the youngest imperial physician in the Imperial Medical Institute, and no one could say clearly of the level of his medical skills. However, the imperial family liked this young imperial physician a lot, and it was most likely because he knew how to speak and would always make Emperor Wenhua happy. In addition to his handsome features, it made him look much more pleasing to the eyes of the consorts than those old men. Since he was an imperial physician in the palace, then one would not treat others outside the palace for no reason, let alone this was the residence of Prince Ruai. Pei Lang's first thought was that could it be that Prince Ruai had requested Emperor Wenhua to borrow Jiao Yang, but this thought was quickly rejected by Pei Lang. Even though one cherished doctors with high medical skills in Ding capital, Jiao Yang would not be the only one, and Prince Ruai need to insist on Jiao Yang and alert the imperial family. Then the second possibility was that Jiao Yang have some secret friendship with Prince Ruai. This possibility was as shocking as setting the world on fire. He looked up at Jiao Yang and his gaze was somewhat doubtful, but he still put on a gentle and elegant smile as he asked, "How is Imperial Physician Jiao here?" As Jiao Yang took Pei Lang's pulse, he said, "Prince Ruai called me over to take a look at you, so I came over." As he was feeling his pulse, he said, "It is almost stable, but previously Prince Ding had used torture on both of your legs and the muscles and bones were harmed. I have to give you acupuncture, else both of your legs would be crippled not long after." Pei Lang was stunned. Fu Ziyu was really vicious towards him and seemed to hate people that betrayed him. Even though he did not want his life, he did not think of keeping him. Thus he did not care much of one's physical disabilities. In face, if no one saved him during that big fire, accordingly to Fu Ziyu's instructions, his kneecaps would be dug out in these few days. Hearing Jiao Yang's words at this moment, even though Pei Lang was always calm, he could not help but feel like he had gained a new lease of life in his heart. Fu Ziyu is really cruel. Jiao Yang took out a row of golden needles from the medical box and rolled up his sleeves before slowly applying the needles on him as he said. One could not see the ruthlessness in his heart from his appearance. Pei Lang's heart moved. Jiao Yang was after all Ming Qi's official and an imperial physician who specialized in treating the imperial family, but he actually called Prince Ding's name, and not only that, when he spoke of Fu Ziyu, there was no traces of respect in his tone, as if this was an insignificant person. With Jiao Yang's identity, he was not cautious, which made this somewhat strange. Jiao Yang did not even lift his head as he concentrated on inserting needles for Pei Lang when he suddenly said, "Do you want to ask what kind of relationship do I have with Prince Ruai?" Pei Lang paused and smiled. "Is Imperial Physician Jiao willing to tell this one?" "Not to hide it from you, I am Prince Ruai's people," Jiao Yang said. This time it was Pei Lang that did not believe it. He was in total shock of Jiao Yang's identity, but what was most shocking was that Jiao Yang told him of this secret without hiding anything. Then what was Jiao Yang considered? A spy that Great Liang sent to Ming Qi to spy on the imperial family of Ming Qi? For what reason? To poison Emperor Wenhua? Or was it that he was simply bought over by Prince Ruai and became a traitor? Are you surprised why I would tell you such a big secret? Zhao Yang seemed to be able to guess Pei Lang's thoughts and continued speaking. Correct. Pei Lang said frankly, I indeed do not understand. What is so difficult about it? Zhao Yang smiled. A big fire was set in the residence of Prince Ruai, and after the fire is extinguished, Fu Ziyuyi will send people to look for the corpse and would not be able to find yours. Fu Ziyuyi is not a fool and will know that someone had rescued you, and the person who did that had set fire to his underground prison. Fu Ziyuyi will place this entire account wood on your head naturally. By angering the residents of Prince Ting, only the residents of Prince Ruai and the entire Mingqi could protect you. Whether you are willing or not, you are tied to the residence of Prince Ruai, and since it is as such, we are all insiders, so what secrets cannot be said? Zhao Yang looked up and smiled at Pei Lang. We are all ants in the same boat. Pei Lang did not know what had happened, that he was forcefully tied together and even ants on the same boat was used. His heart was not gloomy but also not depressed. However, he quickly caught the key point in Zhao Yang's words. The fire in the residence of Prince Ting was set by you all? Zhao Yang, of course. Pei Lang breathed in a mouthful of cold air. That underground prison was considered the most important place in the residence of Prince Ting, and all the people locked up was considered very useful to Fu Ziyuyi. To be burned down with a fire, Pei Lang was able to guess that Fu Ziyuyi's heart was erupting in angry flames. There was actually a person under heavens that would do such a thing. Zhao Yang was correct with his words. In the entire Ding capital, the only place that Fu Ziyuyi was afraid of would be the residence of Prince Ruai, and only the residence of Prince Ruai could protect him. Pei Lang hesitated for a moment but still asked the question that he wanted to be answered in his heart. Did Prince Ruai rescue me? Otherwise who would have such an ability to rescue you? Zhao Yang said, no one would dare to take such a risk. But why would he rescue me? Pei Lang asked probingly. Because others request him to do so? He did not know if Zhao Yang knew about Shen Miao's matter and thus dared not speak of Shen Miao, as he feared that he would bring trouble to Shen Miao. Zhao Yang looking at him profoundly and inserted a golden needle into his knees. Pei Lang frowned slightly and heard Zhao Yang speaking. Correct, because our Wang Fei requested. Wang Fei? Pei Lang was startled. He had not heard that Prince Ruai had a consort and did not know what relations Prince Ruai consort would have with him, and asked, why did Wang Fei? Most likely it was because of the teacher and student relationship with you. Zhao Yang smiled thoughtfully. Ruai Wang Fei, after all, was your student before. Pei Lang, she is? Shen Miao,